health. And I'm here with my dog Annie, as usual. Look at her. Let's see, where is she? There she is. You guys might have to help me find her once in a while because I don't have my glasses on this morning. We're going to talk about tempted and tested. And we're going to be in the first letter of Corinthians, chapter 10, verses 11 through 13. So this is the Apostle Paul's first letter to the young church in Corinth, chapter 10, verses 11 through 13. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that you guys know you're not alone. God's always with you. But if you ever do feel down or sad, I don't know, depressed is the word, anxious, even have PTSD, I know I can help you change the baseline of how your mind feels. Because I did it to myself. And I don't want anyone to feel or be unhappy. So reach out to me. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. I really appreciate it. And one of the things, when I do these lives in the morning, I get a lot of my content from, or ideas for my content, from the booklet, Our Daily Bread. And you can get one yourself, ourdailybread.org. You can have something to read every day. Or just watch my YouTube channel. Sometimes I give my own examples. Here comes Annie. She's flying. I wish I could switch this faster. By the time I switch, she's stopped. But she's just like running and jumping like a rabbit through the woods. I don't even know how she does. Oh boy, and she's going back there. She's looking for squirrels and stuff. All right, the other thing is, I'm not a counselor or therapist, psychologist or psychiatrist. I'm not even a pastor. I just love talking about God because I know what he's done for me. And I just want everybody else to know that so that I can see you all in heaven. Alrighty, here we go. Tempted and tested. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10, verses 11 through 13. God is faithful. He will not be one of you. I have a good story. I don't know if it's a good story. I don't like this story. I used to travel a ton, all over the place, overseas, frequently to Southern California, LA. I was at a nice hotel all the time, right on the ocean. Very lucky to have that, because in the mornings, many mornings, I'd get up and go for a run along the ocean. You can't beat that, especially if you're from Central Ohio like this, right? Where it looks like this right now, and you can't really go running when it's 11 degrees outside, 11 or 12 degrees, which is minus 11 or minus 12 degrees Celsius, in case you do Celsius and not Fahrenheit. But it's really cold, bitter cold. Anyway, my story was I was tempted and tested many times. When I was married, my wife said that I wasn't very good at noticing when other women were hitting on me. I guess I was just kind of obtuse in that way. I didn't really recognize it or really put much thought into it. Maybe because I wasn't looking for it, okay? But one time, look at Annie. This is that 10 to 12 foot branch that she loves chewing on. I get quiet and she gets quiet. It's like, maybe she's looking at birds. Oh, there she goes. Holy cow. Don't go into that frozen creek. So one time I got into an elevator at night and it was late. And then a younger, good-looking woman got on the elevator as well. And she just flat out invited me to her room. And then she said things like, well, she was from Colorado, I'm from Ohio. No one's gonna ever know. Won't even know each other's last name. I don't know. I just felt funny, right? Of course, part of me, like my physical body wanted to do that. But on the other hand, I knew it was wrong. I was already married. I was happily married. I love my wife. So I said, thanks, but no thanks. And I passed. And I went to my own room. And I think that's where sometimes what Paul was writing about, God gives us a way out. He said, God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. So although I could have easily done that and given in to temptation, I wasn't tempted beyond myself. I already had a room that I was going up to. It's not like, it's not like it happened before I checked in and I didn't have a room. So I had somewhere to go and escape as soon as I got off the elevator. And I know other people who have given in to that temptation. It's not easy, especially when you're all the way across the country, different time zone. Your wife doesn't know where you are. It's easy to do something like that, right? But I feel good about not doing that because I'm not sure how I would feel even today. Even though I'm divorced today, I don't know how I would feel. Moonlighter. Oh, thanks, Brittany. Hey, what's up, Vex Bolts? Karen Rowland, where am I? I'm in Central Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Whew, it's cold. I don't know where my dog is. So this is kind of a nice area because there's woods right here. Then there's a creek, which Annie gets all muddy in usually, but now it's frozen, which is nice. You can see that like darker area in the ground in the background. That's some kind of creek. And don't worry, it's not like doesn't have any current really in it. So even if she happened to slip in onto the ice or something, she's not gonna, go anywhere. It's not like a river. I would never do that to her. But she stays out of there when it's frozen. She just jumps around and chases after birds and squirrels and stuff. And then she's also contained by this fence here. And then there's this field. And I wish we had a better sunrise. We still have a little bit of a sunrise. It happened a couple minutes ago, but it's so cloudy that, we can't see the sun right now. Jesus is Lord. Yes, Moonlighter. Peace. Peace. So anyway, God gave me a way out when I was tempted and tested directly from a younger, attractive female in an elevator late at night when it was probably easy. Oh, thanks, Olivia. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. It was great meeting you last night. Yeah, I go live at 8 p.m. at night, but here's where I talk about the Bible. So God gave me a way out, but he gives all of us a way out, honestly. Number one is our conscience. He gave us our conscience. We know when we're doing something wrong or when we're about to do something wrong, right? So you think about things like, well, how would God feel about what I would do if I would have cheated on my wife? Or how would my wife even feel, right? But obviously God made us, all of us, right? He knows our strengths, he knows our weaknesses, he knows our desires, he knows how we could be tempted. But as Paul wrote in his first letter to the church in Corinth, his first letter to Corinthians, he reminds us that we can always ask him for help. God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you could bear, Paul writes. And he says, when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out. I mean, like he did for me, so that you can endure it. And that way out can be the fear of the consequences, a guilty conscience, simply remembering scripture. In my case, I already had my hotel room and I could get off the elevator. A timely distraction, which he helped me one other time when I attempted suicide. He gave me a very visceral distraction that knocked me out of my goal of walking into the woods in the park with my gun. I don't have a gun anymore. So he's done things for me that I appreciate, that I really, really appreciate. And honestly, that's why I'm still here. Maybe this is why I'm here. I don't know. But he always gives us a way out. So let me ask you guys 2 questions here. No problemo. Oh, that's right, Olivia, with the Espanol. The Lord is great. Here's 2 questions for you today. What temptations are you facing? So what temptations are you facing today? And the second one is, what way out might God be giving you to keep you on his right and holy path? What way out might God be giving you to keep you on his right and holy path? You guys can share that in the comments. That'd be cool. Encourage all of us, because all of us are tempted and tested, just like Jesus was in the desert. I mean, think about it. He was extremely hungry and thirsty, and then thrown into the desert with the devil, who tempted him in 3 different ways, right? With his mind, his body, like for food, his mind for desire for power, all the kingdoms in the world. But what did Jesus keep going back to? He kept going back to the scriptures. He kept going back to the scriptures, quoting the scriptures. And that's why one of the ideas here is you can always remember the scriptures if you're tested, right? Always, just like Jesus did in the desert. Whew. It's really cold, guys. My fingertips are already hurting bad. Mainly lust. Yeah, that's the tough one. That is really a tough one. Yeah, thanks, Olivia. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a lot of stories about that. I tried to kill myself so many times recently. Well, and anyway, in the last 2 years, I never thought that I would be in that position ever in my life, that I ever think that I would be doing something like that. But obviously, he doesn't want me dead, and I don't think I want to be dead anymore. So that's a good thing. Look at Annie. We're getting toward the end of the fence. Actually, the fence kind of gets more into a deeper part of the woods. Let's go over here. Look at Oh, Olivia, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry that you've been in that place. I'm glad you're here too. We all have a purpose. And I think that's at the end of the Gospel of Matthew. So, it is 11 or 12 degrees here, which is minus 11 or minus 12, something like that, Celsius. I had to switch hands because it is so cold. Annie, where are you, Annie? We gotta find Annie. No, it's not a fun place or mindset to be in. Sorry, guys, my nose is running a little bit too today because it's so cold. It feels colder than any other day for some reason. I don't know why. I'm in central Ohio, on the northern part. It's just cold. I don't know why. I think the whole U.S. is in a La Nina is hitting the U.S. right now. Annie, where are you? Annie, come. All right. She's making me a little bit nervous because I don't know where she is, but I would have to walk away. Because if I walk away, then maybe she'll come. And there she is. There she is. Good girl, Annie. Good girl. Now she's ahead of me. She's so fast. All right, guys. Remember, we're all going to be tested or tempted or tried. She got taken by Santa's elves. That's funny, Dakota kid. No kidding. It's pretty cold. Santa's elves might have taking her. It does feel like the North Pole here. Well, just remember, we're all going to be tried and tested in our life, but not beyond what God has created us to bear. And he'll always give us a way out, just like he gave me a way out on the elevator, or he caused a distraction for me another time. He is truly a loving and faithful God. So just remember that. If you can't remember anything else when you're tested or tried, just remember scriptures like Jesus did when he was in the desert. All right? I'll read this one last comment and I'm going to go because I am really cold. We just need to remember that the most important thing right now is spreading the gospel to as many as possible. I agree, Moonlighter. That's what we're supposed to do. That's the end of the Gospel of Matthew. That's what Jesus said. That's what we are created to do. That's why we're told to procreate, create more and more. Can you imagine all the people, how beautiful it's going to be in heaven? It's going to be awesome. All right. Have a good day, Olivia. I will try to stay warm. Thanks everyone for joining. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so and like this video and share it with others. Have a great day. Peace from Annie and I. I'd show you Annie, but I don't know where she is. I'll let you guys watch the sunset. All right. Have a good one.